Hi there, everyone. My name is Tapio Pesola, and I'm the Investor Relations Manager here at FSecure. I would like to warmly welcome you again to our webcast today. With me today, I have, as usual, our CEO Samu Konttinen, who will next run through the first quarter financials. After his presentation, there will be time for questions, so at that time, we'll allow you to unmute yourself. Thank you for joining us today, and I'll give the floor to Samu.
Hello. Thank you, Tapio. So I'll start tracking forward our Q1 results and the insights we have to our business and to markets. Overall, as we are communicating with the headline of the Q1 earnings call, we are really happy with our performance in Q1. It really was a strong quarter across all our businesses, B2B and B2C businesses, so a strong quarter for FSecure. Hold on, there's some presentation challenges, but now the agenda. So we started with the key takeaways, and then looking at the financials, business update across B2B and B2C businesses, and then finishing off with the outlook for what comes to market guidance for 2017. Starting with the key takeaways from Q1. So first, we had a very good quarter with our corporate security products. We operate in product business predominantly. It is of three product domains. First being endpoint protection, where today vast majority of our revenue volume is coming. Then we have vulnerability management and rapid detection service. So our product portfolio is split across these three categories, and all of them continued performing really well and definitely according to our expectations. The endpoint security market that's more mature and also a somewhat slower growth market. Gartner interestingly just recently published a very new report, and according to Gartner, the endpoint security market growth is around 6%. So it's something that we are clearly outperforming, thus winning market share. The two of our newer product areas in vulnerability management and detection service, the FSecure Radar and RDS. So the market expansion is really progressing as we had envisioned it going. So overall, the product business is at a very clear double-digit growth, thus outpacing the market. Cybersecurity services, where we offer consultancy to customers. We continue thinking that this is very well adjacent to our product business. It really feeds to product innovation, and it builds the expertise, the thought leadership for FSecure in cybersecurity domain in areas like red teaming, forensics, incident response. We actually get to see attacks that are polymorphic, attacks that are unique, attacks that nobody has never ever seen before. And it's not only that we help our customers to recover from these incidents, but the insight and the threat vector foresight that we gain by understanding and having visibility to these attacks through these consultancy services, that really feeds to our product innovation. And that's why we believe that the product business, which is the one that scales and with the higher margin, this really is the core of FSecure. But we believe that the consultancy services is very complementary to product business. So these go very well together. The last was consumer security, where our business consists of working with the operator channel. That really is the ecosystem that we operate by partnering with more than 200 operators worldwide, and that represents the vast majority of the consumer security business. And additionally, we have direct sales through online and through selected retail partners, which is predominantly in the Nordics, where FSecure carries a strong brand. So consumer security also performed really well. I'll get back to the numbers later on in the presentation. But I think these three domains, they practically give you an overview across the whole company, and we are very pleased with the progress that we saw across our offering catalog. And now going into the financial highlights, so the total revenue increased by 9%, corporate security grew by 14%, and now as a repetition, so this corporate security, this is now the combination of both product business and also cybersecurity consulting services. So this 14% growth combines those two. And then we have the consumer security that increased by 5%. As overall, I think we were really meeting our own mark for what comes to revenue growth, but perhaps a small additional elaboration behind those numbers is that on the consumer security, this was definitely on the upper range of our internal thinking. So I think the consumer security definitely was somewhat stronger than what would have been the FSecure internal consensus forecast. But even the B2B business was really also performing as planned. So that's the revenue outlook or the performance. Then the next one is the deferred revenue, and there we continue outpacing our own revenue bookings with the deferred revenue, and this just confirms the accelerating business, that as the deferred revenue continues to outpace the revenue, it shows that our ordering intake is actually growing faster than the revenue. So this is I think a really important metrics for FSecure, and especially as the deferred revenue primarily for FSecure derives from B2B product sales, not so much from consumer, as the consumer is more of a subscription business model. So in consumer side, the ordering intake and revenue, they largely go hand in hand, whereas in B2B product sales, if we make multi-year product deals with customers, as an example, a 3-year license deal, only part of that 3-year deal we book as revenue to the reporting quarter, and the next we distribute across the deal length. So that's why I think this deferred revenue really well represents the ordering intake growth that we continue seeing developing faster than the actual revenue. Our profitability, EBIT, 1.6 million, 4% of revenue, definitely very well reflects our plans as well. And as you see, it's practically half versus what we surfaced a year ago, and this is well in line with our revenue guidance for the year. Reminder that we are really in an investment mode, investing for growth, not optimizing for short-term profits. So this weakened profitability is not a sign of weakened profitability of our business, but it really just reflects the excess investments that we are placing to accelerate growth. Cash flow from operations, 5.5 million, again very well according to our own plans. The comparison number a year back, which was 1.1 million negative, there we had notable costs and a negative cash flow impact derived from some tax based decisions that was unfavorable for FSecure. So I don't think actually that the comparison number from Q1 2016 really well even represents the operational efficiency and cash management capability that we operate within the company. And lastly, so we had a cooperation negotiations that we announced about 6 weeks ago. So where we said that we would be laying off up to 30 people within the company. So we now also concluded that layoff round, and I think it's important to highlight here that the layoffs that we processed, that was not to drive further profitability or to generate savings to improve the bottom line. So this was really to reshape the investment mix to better meet our strategic priorities. So there were areas within the company that we wanted to streamline, and then there are other areas where we wanted to be able to invest even more. So that was really the rationale behind this cooperation negotiations. So, and as a net, if you look at the impact of this cooperation negotiation, which now actually resulted to 18 positions being terminated. So even if you take that, and if you take the headcount number that FSecure today carries, and then if you take the headcount that most probably we will finish the year, the latter will be significantly higher. So we continue investing, we continue growing, we continue hiring more people. So this was really about reshaping the investment mix to better reflect strategic priorities. Good. Then I think this graph just illustrates quite well what I already elaborated, how you see here that we've been constantly delivering a deferred revenue growth that is outpacing our revenue growth. So the last 3 quarters that has been without the impact of the NSense acquisition, thus purely organic. So I think these 3 quarters give you an idea how the ordering intake growth is actually accelerating if you compare to the quarters a year back or 2 years back. So this really shows the trend in B2B business, and specifically in B2B product business, where this deferred revenue is derived from. And here a graphical view about the business mix, about the consumer business and B2B business. What is the mix between the two? And here you see that the growth curve we are seeing in B2B business clearly outpacing the market, and a very positive development with the consumer now 5% growth. The comparison number in consumer, which was 5% decline Q1 2016, so that obviously helps a little bit to surface a stronger number year over year growth wise, but still I think that the fundamentals in the consumer business are very, very stable and very positive to us. And although long-term strategy wise we believe, and we continue believing, that it's really the B2B business that is the growth vehicle, and that's where we are investing heavily now. A bit more about the corporate security. So first maybe the endpoint security. So continue outpacing the market growth, thus winning market share new solutions, Radar and RDS, performed really well. I think for Radar, I think one notable thing here perhaps is that typically when we launch new solutions, we get a pretty good traction in the beginning at our home markets, which is Finland or in the Nordics. And now with Radar, we are already seeing a good traction, attracting channel and winning end customers, not only in the Nordics, but also in Germany, France, UK, so their main markets in Europe and also in the US. So I think that just speaks a clear language about the competitiveness of our offering. The next one to mention is the FSecure Cloud Protection for Salesforce. So that's a partnership and the new product concept that we announced a couple of months back, where we are offering an additional layer of security for Salesforce customers, something that we built in close cooperation together with Salesforce. And to date, we are still the only vendor having such product out there, and we started the sales engagement in Q1, so that definitely was one of the interesting events during Q1, and I'm really looking forward towards the end of the year to see how this new product is received in the marketplace and what kind of traction we get to witness. And very important data points around endpoint security is really that our renewals and upselling really continues to work as we planned. The endpoint security market, it is so mature, mostly replacement game, thus the new customer acquisition cost is relatively high. And to be able to carry that high sales cost, it is critical that your renewals are working very, very well. If you lose too many of the acquired customers, I think that the equation doesn't hold. But currently this works really well for FSecure, and it's also a testimony towards our channel-led business model. So we continue winning new resellers, so that the reseller base is expanding, and I think it also underlines the product quality that we have, so that the customers who sign up for FSecure, they stay with us. So our average customer lifetime value is developing very, 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 very well. Then moving on to cybersecurity consulting. So this is the fastest growing business today within FSecure services catalog. We see that the deal sizes are increasing. We are winning bigger and bigger customers, and also the deal sizes are really increasing, which brings stability to the business, more predictability. And it also helps with the resource allocation challenges, which is always one thing to be very mindful of when you are in consultancy business. We continue hiring people, really constantly looking for the best of the best talent to join FSecure. This really boils down to you really having an access to best people, and through those we are very successfully now driving the thought leadership in this cybersecurity services market domain. And when you perform gigs around forensics, incident response, and red teaming, that's also where the word of mouth we start to see is working very well for FSecure. So the customers are very happy with the services that they receive, and they recommend FSecure to their peers. They recommend FSecure within the industry, and one good example is aviation. So we have now several of the major tier 1 airlines as our customers, and we are increasingly delivering them cybersecurity services across all businesses that the aviation companies operate. We've also seen a quite quite good success now expanding the cybersecurity services beyond Finland and Denmark. That is really the stronghold. So now we see also Sweden and Norway picking up quite nicely, and this has all along been our plan to really build a strong Nordic fortress for cybersecurity services, and we are executing that plan really well. And then outside that kind of a regional country-specific thinking really is some of the major verticals, as I already elaborated, aviation being one of the examples. So obviously there the customers for us are not just the Nordic companies, but many of the biggest airlines in the world. And then lastly, so we acquired Inverse Path, a small cybersecurity services company, and really strengthening our expertise, I would say, specifically in the areas of automobile, aviation, and embedded security. And that was the rationale that we just wanted to strengthen our capabilities at those selected vectors. Then moving on to consumer, so operator channel continues working well. So we work with more than 200 operator partners. We see very steady progress across so many operators, across so many countries, so many regions. So there isn't any one particular operator or one particular country that would be just totally outperforming the others, but we see a very steady progress across all regions. And we really continue working together with the operators to increase the activation rates to our products, fine-tuning the end customer journeys, so the onboarding flows, and really driving the take-up rate for security services that the operators are selling to their end customers. And in direct sales, there I think we had a very strong quarter, and I would say especially Freedom, which is our VPN privacy solution. So that really is now picking up pace, and regionally I would say it's not just the Nordics where typically our direct business delivers good results, but now it's also in the US with Freedom. So, and one of the, I think there are two drivers behind it. First would be that the overall we feel that the interest and the demand for privacy and VPN solution is just increasing. So that trend is developing very favorably for FSecure, and the other thing that is more focused to United States of America market specifically is that the changed regulation in the US very recently, which allows the ISPs, the internet operators, to store, collect, and even sell the data of their customers. That allows them to even sell your browsing history. And now there's a lot of discussion ongoing that what should consumers think about this? What should consumers do to protect their privacy if they don't want their browsing history to be visible to the operators, if they don't want their browsing history to be sold? And a lot of that discussion online, and this is just driving the overall awareness for VPN privacy solutions. And then very positively for FSecure, several of these online discussions and the media has been referring that although there is a lot of these privacy and VPN tools and products available that you can use, so it's often very difficult for consumers to pick and choose the one and the right for you. And very often now these magazines, the most reputable publications, they've been recommending FSecure Freedom being really the one that you definitely can trust. I have a couple of examples here, and there's so many of these actually right now. The two examples here are from New York Times, and the other one is Wired, who very clearly just talk about the need for consumers to protect their online privacy and how really they should trust FSecure Freedom. So this is a great compliment to FSecure and the team behind the Freedom service. And I clearly see that these are the factors that have been now driving the demand for FSecure Freedom. So it was really strong quarter for FSecure Freedom. And then lastly, about the consumer. So the long-awaited FSecure whole home, connected home security gadget, FSecure Sense, is now finally ready for shipping. So we are currently envisioning to start shipments of FSecure Sense at the end of May. And it really is an exciting time always once you go and launch something new. And this particular baby is something that is long awaited. So we published this, I would say, year and a half ago, and it really has been a bumpy ride to get everything right, to fine tune the hardware and the embedded parts, and how do you actually to build the software and the hardware capabilities needed in this product. How do you fine tune the Wi-Fi performance and all that, just making everything work seamless together. And now we are just so happy and so proud that this product is finally ready and start shipping it. It's an interesting times, and this IoT, it is such a hot topic. Those connected devices, be it the light bulb, be it the gaming console, be it Wi-Fi smart TV, Wi-Fi coffee maker, Wi-Fi toaster, Wi-Fi washing machine. These connected devices, they are just conquering your home. There's no way around it. And I'm a big believer that there is just a clear need to have a solution like FSecure Sense that just simply protects everything, all your connected devices in your household. So everything should be connected, and this is exactly why we wanted to build product like FSecure Sense, and this is exactly what FSecure Sense does. So I'm very much looking forward how will this resonate in the marketplace. And then finishing off, I think it's good to repeat some of the high level thinking we carry with our strategy. Is really that we after a very solid Q1, we really remain confident that our model works. The same thing that what we said at the end of 2016. So the model works. We carry competitive portfolio. The customer satisfaction ratings are very high. The NPS ratings are very high. Our channel is growing fast. This is a fast growth market. And for what comes to security capabilities, I clearly see FSecure continuing to deliver best-in-class performance. So if you look at the independent studies that are frequently being published, so it's very often that FSecure comes out as a winner for what comes to virus detection capabilities, and that's something to be very proud of as we compete against companies that are sometimes 5 or even, I would say, up to 20 times our size. And yes, the breadth of their portfolio is beyond what we can carry. But for what comes to really security capabilities and to the niche where FSecure operators, I'm extremely confident that we are very capable of delivering now and in the future best-in-class products. And being very encouraged with the strong mix of growing sales channel, growing market, strong portfolio. We are really in investment mode currently, so we are not optimizing the company for short-term profits, but we are really investing more than ever before in FSecure history. Currently, the investments are placed rather broadly, so they are not isolated into anything one very specific domain, but really to boost the product development. So in engineering and product creation, we are investing in channel expansions. We are expanding our sales coverage, investing overall in sales and marketing at various regions, and investing also in cybersecurity services, getting the best people, the most reputable, highly skilled cybersecurity consultants on board to FSecure. So really going for growth. And our outlook for the rest of the year remains unchanged. So we are not giving any specific revenue guidance other than we guide our revenue to grow, and this is easy to witness that yes, we are growing. And now the operating profit wise, we guided it being between 8 to 12 million for the year, and as we are tracking really according to our plans, there's absolutely no need to revise that operating profit outlook. We will see as we go forward, maybe Q3, Q4, we will then see whether we want to give a tighter, smaller frame for the operating profit, but quite now we remain confident that between 8 to 12 million is the right range, and it also gives us some maneuverability as we see investments working, so we can invest more or we can hit the brakes a little bit depending how we see things developing. So that really is I think a very good operating profit guidance for FSecure right now. And then perhaps it's good to highlight a little bit about the longer term outlook that we gave in the beginning of the year. We talked that long term towards the end of the strategy period that takes us all the way to 2020. We said that we see the company delivering profits that is significantly above the profitability what we delivered 2016, and the 2016 operating profit was 12% of revenues. So we remain actually very confident that although we are now investing and sacrificing profits, but the underlying business model, the scale, and the margin structures is very well supporting that longer term profitability guidance. And I want to emphasize that we are really now talking about the profitability view towards the end of the strategy period. I wouldn't foresee us trying to surface that level of profitability to 2018. So you really need to take this as a long-term profitability outlook. And now short-term 2017, the guidance is as was. So I believe that's all I had, and if any questions, we can take them now. Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you, and welcome to you again.